Smart Alec Show podcast.
Smart Alec Show, baby!
I think for me, it's sort of funny. I just finished my 20th year at UT.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank
That is
you.
awesome.
What's funny is that, if you look and you think, okay, I was not trained to end up teaching finance at a top business school. I was a lawyer. And, I think the biggest lesson there is that most of us have no idea where we're going to end up. If you ever told me I'm going to finish at, University of Virginia Law School and end up, that was now 30 years ago, and that I'd now be finishing my 20th year, teaching finance without a PhD, how's that happen? And I think that, that's the beauty of education, though, right? Is that you can go into other things. It's not that you're locked into doing this one thing, but the whole thing of, I'm going to do this, and then it's going to lead to this, and then it's going to lead to that. Who knows where any of us are going to end up, and that to me is the lesson. The other thing I'd say is that, I had several jobs before I ended up here, and it's almost like I was sort of chronic malcontent. It's like,
Really?
I was a lawyer, I was a big firm, and, as my dad said, oh, you must have been making too much money, so you have to go take a 50% pay cut and become a prosecutor. It's like I did, one thing after another. But the thing I always say is I knew I liked to work, but I didn't really enjoy those jobs. And that just meant I wasn't in the right thing. Like, it wasn't anything wrong with me. It was like, you have to like what you're doing. I mean, most of us. Some people are just so mentally strong, not me, but some people are so mentally strong. They can do stuff that they don't like, and they just sort of think, well, it's a means to an end or whatever. I'm not that way. I'm way too weak.
I got you. No. So how important do you think that is? Like kind of finding what you like, because like you told us this in class too. Most of your life is really spent working. So how important is it to find that intersection of something you enjoy and you can make a living off, and finding that thing you're passionate about?
It's a great question. It's probably unfair for me to say because I'm doing it. Like I'm not making this up. I love what I do. I love learning. I love being around the students. I love everything about it. And so it's easy for me to say how important it is, but I will say that I did some stuff that I hated doing. And, again, I think everyone's different. I think for a lot of us, for most of us, it's hard to really be your best. It's something you don't enjoy. And I don't know how, I don't think I could compete when I was at the big firm. I don't think I could compete with people who love that stuff, and who want to read case law on the weekend. I like prosecuting. I could compete there. But I would say if I go on vacation now, I'm going to be reading, a finance book or an economics book. I just got a book in Amazon today. It's what is it? Engine of Inequality. It's about the Fed and that kind of thing and inequality. I haven't read it. I have no idea what it's about.
Very
But
interesting.
it's good. But
Yeah.
my point is this: if I go on vacation, I'm going to read a finance or an economics book, right? And I know you're thinking, "Well, I want to party with you," but the bottom line is that's how do you compete with that, right? That's where you can compete. Is like when and I would say if you want to think about it in your free time, then it's awesome. But with all that said, my guess is that it's going to be younger people closer to your age watching this, and I think one of the things you also have to accept is that your first job probably isn't going to be it, and it's probably going to be your third job or your fourth job. And that I think for me, I kept moving away from stuff I didn't like. And then I sort of, was able to, and I knew sort of what I liked, but I was very lucky. But I think that, while I was a chronic malcontent in moving jobs, which was easier to do 30 years ago, I think that the good thing was I didn't give up. I didn't think oh, this is just my lot in life. And, if, as some people say, if it were fun, if it was fun, they wouldn't call it work. But it's my work is fun. My work is fun. And that helps. I get up in the morning. I don't think oh, I got to go to work. I just this is who I am and what I do. I learn and I sort of try to share the stuff I learn.
Yeah, no, and we appreciate you sharing it, man. I think, I'm young and I don't know much, right? What do I know? But it seems to me that people underestimate the amount of stuff that's out there that, your work really can align with what you like. And that gives you that edge in my eyes to dig a little bit deeper. Like you said, if you're not passionate or interested in the topic or whatever you do, you're not going to put in that extra time outside of work, like you said, on the weekend or on vacation, because you're just not into the topic. But when you are, you get that extra drive, you have that extra hours put in, and you can definitely excel. So I think that's an awesome point.
Absolutely. And I think like different things are important to different people. Some people value money, or influencing people, or just freedom, or whatever it is. And I think that's a big thing too, is you got to figure out what's important to you.
Self-awareness to say what's important to you. No, 100%.
Don't be such a smart Alec.